Hi Shiny Lights. Today I'm going to help you distinguish even more the difference between the mind making it up and your real guidance. Because you've probably had times when it hasn't quite worked out and you've gone, maybe I better not trust it. I can't rely on this. Or maybe you've blocked it altogether because of some catastrophe. But the truth is, our intuition is working 24/7. We are being bombarded by intuitive info from our souls that we might miss. So let's talk about the difference between guidance voice and survival voice. Guidance voice comes from our soul. It's that lovely, calm, detached, kind of I know it already feeling that we get when we get those intuitive downloads. One way to spot guidance voice is that it's not very emotional. It's just calm and relaxed. Another way to spot guidance voice is that it's always in the present. And it's always good news. Guidance voice is from your soul. It's never a disaster. It's just something that's always productive for you. Survival voice, on the other hand, comes from our ego, our fears, our patterns, and it always comes from a place of fear, really. And it's fear about the future or fear of repeating the past. Survival voice is the voice that says, you better not do that because it didn't work out the last time. Survival voice is something really terrible is going to happen. And it feels like intuition, except it's full of drama and it's usually projected into the future. Or it's based on a pattern that you kind of know. Like it never works out for me, so why should it now? Survival voice keeps us safe and it's a very important part of our mind thinking, but it's not intuition. So now you know the difference between guidance voice and survival voice. Let's put it to the test. Imagine you have a question. Should I go on holidays in June? Grab a piece of paper, write down your question. Now, I want you to just tune in and write, my mind says. And think of the answer your mind says. And right underneath that, write, my fear says. And it might be, it'll be too cold. Or I've got too much work to do. Or I really can't afford it. That's the fear voice. Now notice where that comes from. Notice how that feels. Notice that it's putting into the future, isn't it? We're projecting into the future. We're not in the present. So here's the second step. Take a lovely deep breath. And just notice what's around you right now. You might become aware of the noises outside. There might be some birds twittering. You might be aware that you're slightly warm or slightly cool. You might feel the ground beneath your feet because you're not wearing any shoes. Just come into that moment and just realize where you are right now. And from that lovely present place, think of your question again. Close your eyes and answer, my guidance says, and fill in the answer. What you might notice is that when you come into the present moment, your guidance voice gets a bit of airtime and it finally gets through all the white noise of the fear and the patterns, and it's actually able to help you. And this is how we discern the difference between guidance voice and survival voice, or our fears and our intuition. And how we work that, it's a little bit of practice. Sure, you might not get it right all the time, but when you notice the difference, you'll start to feel what's guidance and what's survival. And it's what I teach my students when I do my psychic mentoring, and also in a really handy little 1-hour course called How to Trust Your Intuition. It's where we break down the differences between survival voice and guidance voice right down, and you'll never get fooled again, so you can trust your intuition a whole lot more. So I hope that's helped. Welcome you to check out the Trust Your Intuition course down below, and I'll see you later. Ciao.